Hello and welcome back everyone for another PK Chess Ideas shorts video, the 20th one in the series and the 19th one for this year. So today we'll be looking at is a game between Fedorov Alexei 2595 versus K.Mikhail 2500. And so this game was played in the Russian Club Cup in 1998. And so the game started off with the first move e4, followed by c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, and this is the Sicilian defense, the Velimorovich attack. And so knight f6, knight c3, knight c6, bishop c4, e6, bishop e3, a6, queen e2, queen c7, queenside castles, and then bishop to e7. And so this is a very basic opening for the Sicilian, and the variation is almost played in every Sicilian game there is. For people who want to learn this line, I will be including a link for where you can learn it in the description box below. And so bishop to b3 is played, castles, rook h g1, knight d7. The 12th move is g4, and this is the biggest move that I want to highlight. This move basically begins the attack for white on the black king over here. So the reason why the rook was played to g1 was to support this pawn, as it just blasts through like a battering ram. And so knight to c5 was played, and here comes a really nice move, knight to f5. Now Fedorov choosing to play this line means that he has a really good tactical mind and has some kind of strategy onto how to break through past this barrier that black has over here. Now notice that if we look at the king side alone, so basically within this box, the amount of attackers for white are the rook, the queen, the bishop, and the knight, and the amount of defenders are the bishop and the rook. And so it's a 4-2 piece disparity, which means that the game should at least be a win for white if both players keep on playing their best moves possible over here. However, in this position, what black played was b5. So if, for instance, black could have taken on knight takes b3, a takes b3, now b5, knight takes e7, knight takes e7, and then queen to d3. And then what white switches back to do is he switches back to the positional plans, which involve defending this knight and basically stopping black from doing anything like this. And so b4 could be played, knight a4, d5, bishop to c5, d takes e4, queen g3, e5, bishop d6, queen a7, queen takes e5, bishop e6, and then knight to c5. Now, the previous 8 moves that were played were from the game Ulybin vs. Yermolinsky in Simferopol in 1988. So you can see that this opening has quite a history, and this line has quite a history as well. So basically, we go back to b5, which is what black played instead of knight takes b3, after which Fedorov replied by playing bishop to d5. Now, in this position, again, it's a tactic involved. Basically, what Fedorov just did is he moved into a fork with the pawn on e6. So here, black has either the choice of taking the bishop over here or taking the knight over here. So basically, what we're going through is what happens if he takes the bishop on d5. If he takes d5, what happens is knight takes d5, and now queen to b7 is played. Now here in this position, what white does is he plays e5. Now notice here, if d takes e5, for instance, knight takes over here, knight d takes e7 over here, knight takes and bishop takes, and basically this knight is pinned to the rook, and therefore black is going to lose a bit of material. And so we go back to e5, after which knight to e6 is recommended, after which e takes d6, bishop d8, and king to b1. And so basically, if you look at this position from white's perspective, he's got these 2 beautiful knights sitting over here, while black's got these ugly 2 bishops over here, with this bishop can only move into 1 legal square, and this bishop having no mobility at all. So the bishop cannot absolutely go over there because knight blocks there, bishop blocks there, knight just blocks over here, and the only nice square is the edge of the board. And I would think that K.Mikhail would rather not play that move and have his bishop over here where it's actually looking at both sides of the board. So after bishop to d5, bishop to b7 was what's played in the game, g5, and now rook f to c8. Now here in this position, notice once again that the amount of attacking pieces are 1, 2, 3, and 4, but now that black has moved the rook over here, it means that there's only one defending piece over here on e7. And the reason why black moved his rook over here is because in the Sicilian there are many ideas of sacrificing the rook somewhere on this knight over here. And seeing as black has got 1, 2 pieces in front of the knight, I don't think that plan is going to happen anytime soon. So after which rook to g3 is played. Here 3 moves are possible. The first one is knight to e5, which was not played in game, after which bishop takes b7, knight takes b7, knight takes e7, queen takes e7, bishop to d4, b4, knight a4, knight c4, and then b3, knight a3. And so this game ended with a slight advantage for white, basically because positionally he looks better. Although black has this knight over here attacking this, white can easily defend it by playing rook to d2. And so if you want to go check that out, that was an actual game played versus Sion and Shirov, and those two played each other in Lyon 1995, so prior to this game. And now we go back to rook to g3 and analyze bishop to f8. Now this move deserves attention because what it does is defends his pawn over here, which you guys will see after the other move that black played, why this pawn was so important. And basically I think it just stops all the attacks that white has. Saying that it would equalize the position would be an overstatement because white still has a good piece play here, and so it's a good try basically. So we go back to rook to g3, after which b4 was the move played. Now here comes the beautiful sacrifice, which was not easy at all. This sacrifice requires a lot of thinking, and so what I'll get you to do is actually pause for a second over here and just think about this sacrifice, and what white played was absolute brilliance over here because of the fact that he kept in mind the plan overall of pushing his pawn upwards and pushing his rook upwards. And so basically what he's trying to do is eliminate this barrier over here, and all you have to do is think about how to do that while involving a sacrifice. Alright, so have you found it? Now the move is knight takes g7. Now this is a beautiful sacrifice. It has been played once before, however, with an unsuccessful attempt. So there was lots of pressure on Fedorov for finding this move. So king takes g7 was what black played. Queen h5. Notice here in this position the queen comes straight into attack, attacking two pawns, and planning rook h3 basically, and this pawn can't move forward because of the queen taking on that pawn over there. And so rook to g8 was what's played, and here bishop to e6 is an excellent move, the second brilliant move of the game. So basically what this move does is that it eliminates a barrier over here that was on e6 and creates queen takes and creates another chance of either pushing the pawn forward and queen checking. And so b takes e3 was played. Notice that the knight in this position was on pre. So what Kobalia did was that he didn't even bother taking the bishop and instead took on b takes c3. So here in this position, free pawn, why not? Bishop takes f7 was played, and that's a good move. So basically in this position, white is absolutely thrashing black. Queen to a5, black is trying to hold on to some false hope of trying to checkmate white. However, that's obviously not going to happen after rook to h3. And what this does is attacks this pawn over here, after which king f8, only move. Rook f3 again. What that does is that discovered check, and knight to e5, bishop d5 check, and basically if knight takes, queen f7 checkmate, king g7, rook f7. Now the game is practically over because of the fact that either the only moves left are over here, like so, or after here, what I want you to do now is to find checkmate in. So in this position, what I want you to do is try and find checkmate in 4 moves, and what I want you to do, pause the video, take all the time you need, is now checkmate in 4. Alright, so have you found it? The checkmate is quite easy after queen takes f7 check, king h8, bishop d4, bishop f6, bishop takes f6, rook g7, queen takes g7, checkmate. Absolute thrashing over here. Now what I want you to do is go back through the game and concentrate on the idea of pushing forward the g4 pawn, because it is a valuable strategy within the Sicilian that white could play against you if you're black, or you could play as white against black if he plays a Sicilian, because of the amount of pieces that black has over on the queen side. So here in the queen side there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that did absolutely nothing, and because of this fact, that's why g4 basically works in the Sicilian. And so if you're going to play it, you have to analyze it a bit more. You can't just use this game as a template. So if you want to go check it out, I will also add a link down below. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and if you like that video, please go down below, press that like button for me. If you haven't already subscribed to this great chess channel, I mean, I think it is, and if you do think it is, please subscribe. More videos will be coming out later. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or any games that you want me to analyze and put up for you. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.